Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of NCW, also known as New Comic Wednesday. If you haven't been with us before, we chat for a few minutes every Wednesday about Zenescope's newest releases. If you don't know who I am your NCW host, Amber, and today we have a very special guest on, our lovely co-founder, Joe Brusha, which I will be bringing on in just a few minutes. In the meantime, where you can find Zenescope's newest releases is you will either head to zenescope.com, press new releases, comic book / new releases, and you'll be able to see everything that's been released from the start and then previously going back on the webpage. On top of that, you can also read all of our latest releases on Comixology or head to your local comic shop and, subscribe to Zenescope, which is awesome. So you never miss an issue. On top of that, so you don't ever miss an NCW, a coffee with Casey and Noah, a VCon, any of our wonderful streams, our movie stream, our retailer live stream, make sure that you subscribe to our YouTube channel. So you're going to want to push this notification bell, and then you won't ever miss a video. On top of that, so everybody knows Zenescope's newest releases, make sure that you share, you like, you react, you comment, whatever you have to do to get the word out about Zenescope's news releases and NCW. Today, we only have one release to talk about, but biasly, one of my favorite characters, Robyn Hood. So I'm very excited to dive in and share a little bit more about this story. Our new release today is Robyn Hood, Hearts of Darkness, not to be confused with Heart of Darkness, obviously plural, and I'll be asking Joe about that later. Today, it's $5.99 in our web store right now, and we have 3 wonderful covers. So, Casey, will you please pop up cover A, cover B, and cover C? As always, pop on in the comments. Tell me which is your favorite cover. I don't know what's my favorite this week. I really am feeling cover A because, we hardly ever get a Robyn Hood and Mystere action on one cover without so many other characters. And I feel like I like when we make it seem like 2 characters are fighting. Obviously, they're not in the storyline, but that's what I like about the covers. Like, looks like they're facing off. Okay, so I'm going to read the synopsis, and I'm going to attempt his name, although I'm not feeling optimistic about it. So I apologize if I say it wrong. So maybe I'll just say, I don't even want to attempt his name. I think I'm going to make Joe tell me what his name is when he comes on. I'm scared I'm going to say it wrong and not with like the full accent. Anyway, I'll just say RF has dedicated his life to hunting monsters. The master of the hunt will kill any creature who wields dark powers, even if they are used for good. His previous brushes with evil have put the Children of Darkness, starting with Robyn and Mystere, at the top of his hit list. Now his hunt for them has begun, and it will not stop until blood has been spilled. 30 pages of story, guest starring Mystere. So, without further ado, lovely person in the backstage, Joe Brusha, tell me what the name of this villain is. Fuchs. Fuchs! Okay, how do I say his first name?
I've been calling him Richard because I don't know what the hell his first name is either.
I can drop it in the...
I did not create that character. I did not give him that name. Therefore, I'm changing his name. That's what I do.
I don't know how to...
Is it Riker? It's. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't know how to either, and I don't want to offend anybody.
He's Russian. You're not going to offend anybody. Who are you going to offend?
I don't know.
You're not going to offend anybody.
I am sensitive to other people's names that maybe are not normally.
Pat Shand on here. I think Pat Shand came up with the name. So next time you have Pat Shand on, ask him what the hell the name is.
For future reference.
Amber is cool. Who said Amber is cool? Where is that coming from? Oh, that's your name.
I don't know if you know this, but that's like my trademark. There was a time where I would just go into people's offices and write Amber is cool everywhere.
Don't write that. Yeah, whatever.
Can you confirm that is factual information?
That Amber is cool? Sure. Yes. Very, very, very factual.
Confirmed right here on NCW that Joe thinks Amber is cool. Okay, so let's talk about Robyn Hood. Hearts of Darkness. You answered my first question. How do I say this villain's name? /villain / anti-hero? I don't really know if we call him a villain.
Oh, Casey's giving me headphones. Hold on. Am I supposed to plug these in?
Yeah, your audio's scratchy.
Oh, jeez. Hold on, guys. Technical difficulties from my office. Casey, this isn't going to work because it's not going to go into my phone. I have an old phone. Not going to work, Casey. All right, go back to the question.
So, will we consider him a villain, an anti-hero?
I don't know that he's a villain. I'd say more anti-hero. I'm starting to like his character a lot more to like that he's not a villain, but I think the best villains are the ones you kind of like, so maybe.
A villain that we still don't really know his real name. How to properly pronounce his real name.
His name is Richard Fuchs. He became Americanized, and he changed whatever the hell his name was. That's what it is. That's what I'm going with.
So
these guys, I gotta say, some of these writers that we've had in the past, like Pat, like Raven, they love to make up these names that nobody can pronounce. And they come up with these names, and I'm like, what is the point? It doesn't make like Green Goblin. How hard is that to say? And his name is Norman Osborn. Like, I don't know. Like, give them normal names, guys. That's my contribution to NCW today.
I will also say when we do out characters, I know we usually change the spelling on them. So again, like when I first would type out Sky, they're like, no, there's an E at the end of her name. And I'm like, are you serious? Come on.
Yeah. Well, and I often spell people's names the wrong way multiple times. I'm the worst. Or forget their names. I don't know why. I'm bad with names. I'm great with faces. Never forget a face.
The funny thing is, don't you feel bad for these characters? Like, what if they go to a gas station to get a keychain of their name, but it's not spelled right? So now they'll live the entire life without the gas station keychain.
I don't know. I don't feel bad for them. Get a better name. Get a name that everybody can pronounce and spell.
So I'm going to read out my questions.
Hit me with them.
I get really excited to sit down and read Robyn Hood because I know that I'm going to get in a very emotionally driven story. And I'm an emotional person. If you guys don't know that, I'm sure that you do. What?
Never
so
would have known that.
I feel very connected to emotional storylines. But this issue has a couple of different pieces from different ongoing stories. It's not just the Robyn Hood that sometimes will continue on. I know we're getting some pieces from what's going on with Grimm Fairy Tales right now. Also Mystere. So what should fans be familiar with in going into this issue?
Oh, geez. Well, hopefully you can pick it up if you just read Robyn Hood the last couple of issues and the people who are in it are guest starring and you don't get too lost. But I would definitely read the Mystere Annual before getting into this if you really want a lot of background. And the Grimm Spotlight, the Mystere Grimm Spotlight. What the heck was the name of it? See, now I can't remember the name of the books. Divinity.
When did it come out?
I think it was last month, or the Divinity storyline. But
Mystere Divinity.
All of this is tying together between, like you said, Grimm Fairy Tales, the Grimm Spotlights with Mystere and the Annual and Robyn. So to get the full picture, you probably got to read those.
Got to read everything. So we pick up with both Robyn Hood and Mystere discussing being children of darkness. What is the power behind what we call the darkness, and what do you feel are the benefits of having darkness inside you?
Well, number one, it's given them special powers. I mean, all Mystere's powers come from this dark side. We're revealing a lot as we go through these stories of how they got their power and what they were really meant to be evil. I don't want to give too much away, but it's kind of dealing with where they got their power, which is from a darkness, and where that came from, and how they're able to deal with it and not be drawn to that side and use it for good. So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's what I'm going with.
So do you feel that having darkness inside of you can benefit you, personally, in your growth?
Oh, of course. Got a lot of darkness in me.
What are positive dark qualities?
See, this is why I want you to give me the questions ahead of time. Positive dark qualities. Well, I mean, there's times where you have to be kind of a little brutal and vicious in your life, I feel like. And sometimes that comes from a place of darkness. People who are too nice, and they've done a study on this. They say nice guys finish last. It's a true statement. A little bit. If you have a little bit of meanness to you, that's why I guess Zenoscope is still in last place. We're too nice. But yeah, no, I'm sure that there's. If I would have prepared for these questions by somebody sending it to me yesterday, I would have a good answer of what darkness can do for you. Other than sometimes you got to be mean.
I thought that was a really good question too as I was writing it out, because you titled it Hearts of Darkness. So I'm like, darkness must be a positive quality. Like, why else would you title this storyline Hearts of Darkness?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that they're able to use the power, which may be considered coming from evil place for good. So they're kind of flipping it on. And sometimes I think if you're really good, you can do some bad things. So the dual swords, two sides to every coin. Two sides to every coin. See, this is our new coins that just came in today.
Oh yeah, what are these for?
They're going in one of the game boxes. Nobody's supposed to see this. It's a surprise, but it's actually a chip, not a coin.
I was gonna say, kind of looks like a poker chip to me.
It is.
That's right. I put 2 and 2 together that way. So Robyn Hood is a character that has really acclimated to being on her own. And in this storyline, she obviously teams up with Mystere, which is coming from, the last storyline. What challenges does she face internally and externally by feeling that she has to team up with somebody instead of being like the lone wolf that she is?
Whew. That's a long, hard question, Amber. Amber, you realize that I'm never going to come on NCW again.
Sorry.
You realize that. I did an interview with Mark last week, and he gave me all the questions up front, and I was well prepared for it, and it was great. Here I'm getting thrown to the wolves.
Are you saying that Mark is more of a professional than I am?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying he gives me a heads up. You're like, I like authenticity, and now I'm sitting here trying to think of the answer to this question, and I don't know what it is. I don't know that, lately Robyn has she's got Smitty, and she's kind of got this mentor who's helping her. I think, in the past, she's kind of been left to her own devices, and the darkness has kind of, directed her a little bit. And I think as she teams up more with different people, and especially another person who's being, powered by that same darkness, it helps her to realize that, what she has to do to be good. I guess that's how I would answer that question. Pretty good considering I wasn't ready for it.
This is the last question, so you won't feel this is an easy question. So the ending was very shocking, and I didn't see it coming, which is what I
really shocking. You didn't see it coming at all?
No.
Good. That's good. Good.
I didn't see the ending coming. It was very shocking. And I'll be honest, like a lot of times I read our stories, and this isn't just us. I see a lot of stuff coming. I'm like, okay, we have to keep a story ongoing. This is what we're going to do. But I did not see the ending coming, which is what I really loved about it. How is this going to shape the next issue, also and shape Robyn's character?
Well, it's not so much going to shape Robyn as it is going to shape Richard Fuchs, as we're calling him now. I think that part of the storyline, and if we're talking about darkness, is so Fuchs is this hunter who's trying to eliminate darkness, but in his quest to do that, and with his obsession, is he going a little too far? And without giving away the ending, I think that he's starting to play in that area where it's like, too much of anything is bad, and too much of trying to get revenge can be really bad. I think is what we're finding out. And is he, not to give a lot away, but we're going to get more into his character in the next issue, and I think it'll explain. Actually, it's in the Robyn Hood annual. You'll get to see a lot more insight, and I think that's going to shape him. And I think Robyn also, she's going to understand that there's a fine line between good and evil, I guess, is the point of all of this, is, going a little too far to one side isn't good either way.
I just didn't know if, again, I don't want to give anything away. And it's what the ending that takes place is not someone's fault, but I don't know if that character will feel that some sort of guilt because it happened, even though it's
I think it is someone's fault. It's definitely someone's fault. It's because, but I don't think it's the person you're saying's fault. You think it is. It's definitely somebody's fault, and how are they going to handle it, and what drove them to that? So I think you just got to be careful. People will go to all ends to get their goals. I think part of the lesson of this is people will go to any ends to get their goals sometimes, and the reward isn't always worth it, or what happens isn't always what you think, or what is it going to be worth it. And I'm glad it shocked you. I'm glad. I hope that that's what most readers get. I kind of thought they could see it coming, but that's good that you didn't. Hold on, somebody's knocking on my door again. It's Jason. Jason's just going to come here and have me sign a book while I'm on NCW. He's got his headphones on.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
He's here. He just comes in and looks. This is
Jason's
a book for
like,
somebody.
let me just walk
Listen,
in.
For anybody who's new, if you buy stuff off our website, sometimes you can get it signed.
That's true. If you usually reach out to customer service and you say, hey, I'd really like to get this signed, we try to accommodate as best as possible. Obviously, exceptions like Ralph doesn't live at the office, so
Ralph lives in a cave.
Somewhere.
Somewhere.
That was really good insight, before I let you go about, sometimes people will do whatever it takes to get the thing that they want. But, where are the limits of what they should actually be doing?
Be careful what you wish for, right? Isn't that what they say?
Yep.
Be careful what you wish for, Amber. This issue was written for you, I think. Be careful what you wish for.
I don't want to say this, but I feel out of all of our characters, I feel the most connected to Robyn. Like, I love her storyline, and I don't mean to like beef you up, but I love your writing on her story. Like, I feel very connected to. I wouldn't know that you wrote the story. Not that you're an emotional person, but because there's so many like female perspectives. I feel in the storyline, I would always assume there's a female writer.
Well, I guess that's good. Because I don't
writing these storylines.
Di writes it behind my back. Yeah, she doesn't even read it half the time. And then she'll go, "It's okay." No, that's good. Well, good. I mean, I hope that thank you for that compliment. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Hopefully, most of our fans are.
So, what's next for Robyn? What's the next issue coming out?
Well, it'll be out in 2 months, and now you're going to ask me what the title is.
You're not going to know. And I didn't give you this question beforehand, so
it kills me. So I can be ready. You don't understand how many things I have going on in my small little brain.
No,
a lot of stuff going around, but it will continue the storyline. It's really good. That's all I can say. You have to look on the website, look at our release schedule. I don't know. You should know this. You have to come prepared.
I could tell you what the next upcoming releases are, but I know what I was going to say. Connection is that Mystere the graphic novel is supposed to be dropping next week, aka line with that was the last update I had on my schedule, but maybe
be careful because the shipping, the printing industry is a mess right now, and graphic novels are getting pushed like crazy. So hopefully it comes out. I'm going to thank Casey for these headphones that did nothing for me. I can't hear you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on NCW. This might be Joe's last appearance unless I send him questions again, which I probably won't do. So
no, I can hang it. I'm not going to listen. You're not going to scare me.
Perfect.
You might get the answer. Like I said, I don't know. I don't know what that character's name is or whatever, but that's fine.
Richard, whatever.
Fuchs.
Richard Fuchs. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, and we'll talk to you really soon.
Thanks, Amber.
Bye. Sorry, I was laughing and now I feel like I have lipstick up here. But if you guys just missed it, I just had a very entertaining interview with co-founder Joe Brusha, who wrote, I'm sorry, I think I have lipstick up here and I keep playing with it, but who wrote today's release, Robyn Hood, Hearts of Darkness, not to be confused with Heart of Darkness. So if you guys haven't checked it out, make sure that you go to our web store right now and you read it. And I'm going to say this one time, and that's it. I am biasly, Robyn Hood's my favorite character. I think Joe does a really incredible job. That's not me lying, I swear. I really look forward to when there's a Robyn release. I like our other storylines, but I feel very connected to her character. And I feel that a lot of the challenges she faces by feeling that she's alone sometimes, or that she has to be alone, are the challenges that I face. And I think, one of the really powerful things about her is that I feel she sometimes tries to get other characters involved and she gets very connected to them, and either they, part ways with the storyline, or they, something happens to them, etc. So I feel just very connected to Robyn's character because sometimes, you invite people in and they leave, and that's really, really difficult. And then you feel alone, like you have this like ongoing burden or like internal conflict with it. So if you guys haven't read any recent Robyn Hood storylines, you should. If you're new to Robyn Hood's character, you can always head to our web store right now. We do a bunch of graphic novels. We have a double-sized graphic novel, which is Robyn Hood, I Love New York, which also has a short. So if you head to our YouTube channel, you can go watch that. On top of that, Robyn Hood Origins is a great way to learn about the character, written by Pat Chan. And so we release, a lot of ongoing stories with Robyn Hood. She is one of our top characters. So again, today's only release, $5.99 in the web store right now, written by our own Joe Brusha, who writes our ongoing Robyn Hood story. And as he mentioned, you'll see about a Robyn Hood issue every 2 months, depending on production. So that's today's only release. We have a lot going on in terms of upcoming. The first upcoming announcement is that we'll be in Novi, Michigan tomorrow, but we'll be there for Motor City Comic Con. This will be an awesome event. You'll have Ralph there and Dave, and they will be signing all weekend, as well as myself. Rebecca Ross will be cosplaying as one of our characters, and Jason will be there, the Sultan of Sales, and that's the only time I'm ever going to say that. So make sure that if you guys live around Michigan, if you live around Novi, if you're a couple hours away, come to the event, come say hi. We'd love to see you. A couple of perks. If you're a VIP and you come to us and say, hey, I'm a VIP, you'll always get your special VIP swag bag, which includes some awesome Zenescope swag. On top of that, if you do passport stickers, if you have a passport, we always have our passport stickers at those events that you'll be able to add to your passport. And we do a lot of really cool convention deals. I believe Grimmopoly might be there selling for the first time, but so make sure that if you're in the Novi, Michigan area, that you come by and you get some stuff signed by Ralph and Dave, because they'll be there all weekend. On top of that, before I dive in, we will talk a little bit about the stipulations for next week's NCW cover. So last week we unveiled our new NCW cover, which was the cover with Belle. You can head right now to our web store right now to get it, and you could enter for a chance to win the collectible cover, the showcase version of it. We'll be doing a giveaway every single week. There is a cover, as Casey is showing. So this week's past winner, and it's, I guess, kind of weird, maybe not weird. I'll wait till, there we go, Trent. I always see it in my document, and then I was like, I don't know if Casey fully updated this, and I don't remember last week's winner. So congratulations, Trent. You will be getting the latest NCW cover. The stipulations for next week NCW cover is if you are going to Novi, Michigan, if you're going to the event, just come by the booth and say, hey, I'd like the NCW cover, and I will give it to you. So it will be there on site. I hope it will. It was on the packing list, so I believe it will. If it's not there for some reason, then we'll ship it out to you. But so if you're going to be at the event, make sure that you drop by, say hi to who's ever the first one will get the NCW cover, and that's what it is. Okay, on top of Novi, Michigan happening this weekend, next week, I can't believe it's next week. I'm starting to get anxiety. Next week is our cosplay VCon, our next virtual cosplay con. There will be a virtual cosplay contest, which I believe maybe, contestants ended entrance for that. But come hang out with the crew the entire time. There will be an awesome Q&A with Elias, who hasn't been on the show in a while, and I know you guys love. So make sure that you're around next Tuesday and Wednesday for the Zenescope Virtual Cosplay Convention. The whole team will be in attendance. Casey, Noah, Ralph, Jason. Be a lot of fun. On top of that, the next movie club, I feel like, I can't believe we're not at the end of May, but it feels like we're at the end of May. The next movie club will be taking place in a couple of weeks. I can't think of the movie off the top of my head. I don't know if Casey wants to drop it. She probably doesn't have a graphic for it, but it's not Pirates of the Caribbean, is it? Am I wrong about that? I could be wrong about that. Total Recall, there we go, which will be happening later this month. So make sure you don't miss that. On top of that, happening in 2 weeks is our next retailer live stream. That will be taking place on that Tuesday, I believe the 24th. Yes. Yoo-hoo. I don't know if it's Tuesday, it might be Wednesday, but anyway, the 24th to Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday, because I'm flying to Anaheim that Monday. Anyway, so make sure that you tune in to help support the latest retailers. On top of that, I'm seeing, what other stuff. A lot of stuff's going on. We have a new subscription. I think it just dropped 2 or 3 days ago. Joe's Secret Stash head right now to our web store. I love the showcase cover, by the way, of our girl that we're talking about today, Robyn Hood. Drop to our web store to the web store to subscribe. On top of that, after Novi, Michigan, we have 2 other conventions. We're going to have 3 in 1 month. We will be having Phoenix, which you'll be able to go and see Casey, Noah, and Jason. That will be taking place Memorial Day weekend. And then we also have Awesome Con, which is in Washington, D.C., taking place June 3rd through the 5th, where Casey, Noah, Jason, and myself will be in attendance. So make sure that you stop by, you say hi. And then we'll be on to Denver, San Diego, C2, Emerald City. I don't want to jump way far ahead, but, that's the current situation. So yeah, that was the full NCW. Here's everything that's going on. I feel like May is like jam packed, right? Or like May is coming by really fast. Like, how did May come and go so quickly, right? I don't know. Maybe that's just my understanding. Okay. So it was wonderful to chat with everybody. Again, if you want to hear about today's newest release, I just interviewed Joe Brusha. Make sure that you rewatch and check it out. But this has been NCW with Amber, where for Zenescope, you come for the covers, but you stay for the stories. I will see everybody next Wednesday at this exact time, 3 p.m. Eastern.